morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. It is October 1st, 2025, and I am so excited to be here with all of you today. It's a very exciting time of year as we've flipped the calendar over and are starting a new Stampin' Up! Year. Our Stampin' Up! Year goes from October to September, and I am so excited because I have started a new journey. I shouldn't say new journey, but so excited for what the next year is going to bring. I have lots of surprises coming your way and things like that. So I am Gina Bulow, coming to you live in the Hive today from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, where I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I got so excited, I just kind of forgot to tell you guys who I was, even though many of you know who I am. So when you guys get on, say hello. We're going to do a little bit of chatting this morning before we go live because I kind of oopsied. I don't know what made me notice it this morning, but my live was scheduled for 9, but I noticed that my Facebook event said 10, and I'm like, oh my goodness. So you guys are probably all confused out there. I did send an update on my Facebook page this morning. So hopefully all of you that thought I was gonna be live at 10, I'll still be here at 10, but you'll have to watch the replay. So some of you found me this morning. Great. Kat, Tanya, Yvonne, you're all here. Yay. So welcome. Like I said, I'm so excited. It's a new Stampin' Up! Year, and I started this training, a couple of weeks ago I think we started on the 16th, and it's kind of like a boot camp to help us get ready for the next Stampin' Up! Year, and the training has been pretty amazing, and so I'm pretty excited. It's to help me grow in my business and help me just kind of become more organized, and it's been going really well so far, and some of my other team members on the team are doing it too, so we're kind of collaborating together and coming up with ideas. Hello, Mary. And so it's been fun so far, and I kind of had set some goals for this year as I want to advance my way up a little bit and work on building my team, and the incentive trip that we can possibly earn is to Costa Rica. And so that is my goal this next year, is I would really like to earn that trip to Costa Rica. So, and join Christine and Tyler on that journey. So I'm working towards that this next year. With the new calendar comes lots of great things. So if you have ever thought of being a demonstrator, or maybe you wanted to get a discount, now is the time to join my team. You have two options. You can order $99 worth of product and get it for $35, or you can order $186 worth of product and get it for $99. How amazing is that? Normally our starter kit is order $125 worth of product and get it for $99. So these are a steal. So if you have maybe a wish list that you want to get of things with the new holiday catalog coming out, now is the time, because that is a really great deal. So don't miss the opportunity. It's for the whole month of October. So it starts today, launched today, and will go till the 31st. So hopefully that'll inspire some of you to come and join our community. When you're on my team, you're also on Christine's team, so you are a Be Happy Stamper. Plus, I haven't thought of a team name for my group yet, so I'll have to think on that. But anyway, so we've got a new year. As demonstrators, we get the perks of ordering things early. So today we got a sneak peek. I shouldn't say a sneak peek. We got to pre-order the online exclusives that are coming out in November. So we get to do them a month in advance. And I got all excited this morning because a little peek for you guys is the fact that they're bringing vellum back, and I'm so excited. They discontinued vellum for a while, and they are bringing vellum back in 12 by 12 sheets. So I'm very excited to have that coming out. So yeah, exciting times, right? Now I'm going to say, is it Kai or Kia? First time here, welcome. if you want to kind of let me know what's the proper way. So thank you for joining me. So I'll kind of give you guys a little bit of what is going to be, what I've got, what I've done and coming up in the next few weeks, and then we'll get stamping, okay? Because this weekend, did you guys know, it is World Card Making Day. So when you guys look at the title of this video and you see I have to think about World Card, WCMD, before the title, that means World Card Making Day. And I originally was going to be live with you guys at 8 o'clock on Saturday, and then we're going to be in person in the Hive doing these cards also, but it's homecoming, so I had to switch things around so I could be home to get my daughter all ready and things like that. So we are live today. So we're celebrating World Card Making Day a couple days early. But for those of you who are local and want to join me in person, we will be in the Hive at 9 o'clock. I also have 2 other classes this weekend. The sampler class, which I'm going to show you, is in person. And if you still want kits, those are available. And I have the lovely Floral scrapbook workshop. So I'll flip the camera over and show you guys what I have coming up, or have, yeah. All right, I'm so excited, guys. You have no clue. So this is a sampler class. The sampler class, this is a framed art piece. So this is a 12 by 12 on my Facebook page. This is where you guys can find me. You can go to Glitter and Ink with Gina. That's my Facebook page. That is where I pretty much keep everything most up to date. If I need to change something or I'm going to be late, or I oopsie on my video like I did this morning, that change will be there. You guys can also contact me at ginalbulo@gmail.com, and here is my phone number. So those are the places to find me. So you get to make 2 samplers. One is a Halloween sampler, and one is a fall sampler. And these fit in a 12 by 12 frame. So I posted the video on my Facebook page of this class that I did online. And in the comment section is the frames that I used. I probably should have put it in a frame because you guys probably can't see, but I ripped it this morning. I should have a page protector on it while I'm traveling back and forth, but I didn't. So anyways, you get to make these 2 samplers. The class is $26 plus shipping. Those of you who, a lot of you get classes from Christine, me, some of Carissa, Julie, and what we like to try to do is save you guys some money, right? A lot of you order from all of us, so we try to combine shipping for you. So if you have things you're ordering from Chris and you want me to combine this with your class, just let me know. With any of these, it reduces your cost in shipping, so hopefully more money for you to spend on other classes, right? Or get a new stamp set or something like that. So where was I going? So we still have to figure out the shipping costs on these because they're larger, they're 12 by 12s. So the shipping costs will be a little bit different, but like I said, we're gonna combine shipping because most of you that have ordered are ordering with Christine too, and I'll get back to you on a price that includes your shipping costs, okay? So like I said, 26 plus shipping, you get to make both of these kits. Now, the lovely Florals class I did online. I'm also doing this in person on Sunday. You have to order the workshop kit. It is a scrapbook workshop kit, and Stampin' Up gives you, flip you around, gives you instructions to make 6 scrapbook pages. What I do with these kits is I offer you alternatives. So we make 6 alternative pages plus 5 cards, and then you have plenty left over. You can make more pages, more cards, make some 3D items. So these are the pages that I did for that kit. And then I also, so this is $75 product order. So you need to either order this kit in that order, or if you have it already, order $75 worth of whatever. I also send you, when you place that order, an additional kit. So you get photo mats here, I include some of the petal pink braided ribbon. I give you additional die cut, so I have the butterflies here. This is that braided ribbon. There's gems included. You'll get these navy pieces, that ribbon. So you get an extra kit from me when you place that order. Here is this layout. And this layout. And then these are the 5 cards that I created to go with that. So you get the card bases, you get this die cut piece, you get this, and then all you need to have is a sentiment to put on the inside and on the outside. So this is a $75 order. You need to place your order by this weekend in order to get this kit, the additional parts shipped to you with Christine's. So I have some of you who have ordered this and we'll ship it with Christine's, but I need you to place your order because I'll be kitting up then next week. And then on Monday I was here and we had the morning create class. Hello Polly, Anita, welcome. So I made these 3 cards. These cards are available, the kits, so I did the live already and I did the in-person, but I still have kits available. All these kits are available to order until this weekend, and then I'll be kitting up things. Hello, Deanne. So you get to make these 3 cards. The cost of this class is $19 plus shipping. And like I said, if you order multiple classes, we try to reduce that shipping and get you a lower cost on that. Okay, and I have one class coming up that is partially prepped, and that is the October technique class. So I do a technique class every month, and the technique for this month, we're gonna use the treat bags. I'm gonna show you alternative ways to use the treat bags in cards. Now we will be using the treat bags to make 1 treat, and then we'll make 3 cards. So this card here has they're iridescent treat bags, and we did a little shrinky dink technique with the heat tool with that and put that underneath here to create this card. And then with this card, we made a shaker card out of the bag. So really fun. So I have 1 other card to make and the treat bag to make yet. So that is next week, Wednesday, the 8th, I believe, is the date on that. Okay, who's ready for Christmas cards? I am. So this class is live in person in the Hive here at 9 o'clock on Saturday. So we are gonna make these 6 cards today. For those of you who are in person, how a card buffet works is you get to pick and choose what cards you want to make in person only. So in person, you want to make 2 of this one, 1 of this one, and 1 of this one. That's fine. That's what you can do. If you want to make, so you can make 3 cards, 4 cards, 5 cards, 6 cards, and then it's an additional cost for each card after that. Okay, so for 3 cards, it's 19, goes to 22, 27, 32. Those of you who want to go kits, you get all 6 cards for $32 plus shipping. Okay, does that make sense to everyone? So kits are available to order. Time to get started on your Christmas cards if you haven't already. And first up is going to be, it's a surprise for me too. Oh, this is branching out. Okay, so you've got your gold pieces here, a label, your 2 other labels. So these are the labels that come in the branching out. This is the branching out stamp set, and it's not really a holiday stamp set per se, but it's a nice winter set with really nice sentiments in it. And that's why I really like this set, because this is a nice just winter set, so you can use it now I mean, to make a guy card, you can use it for fall too. You can make a fall card, just pines, make a really nice guy card. You can make it wintry. So there's lots of options with this card. So here we go. Let's get stamping. But in this set, you get some little pines and some pine cones and a few other things. But you get these labels, and they are gorgeous. I love to use these labels. Okay, let me see my card, so hopefully I make it correctly. There we go. So we're gonna burnish. One thing you wanna make sure you're doing when doing your cards is to burnish your edges. You see how my card is popping up like that? We just take our bone folder and go over the top of it, and look how nice and flat that lays. That is really nice to have. And then just note, some of you may get, there's 2 different DSPs in this DSP pack, and they're very similar. So some of you may get this DSP and some of you may get this DSP. So just know that you might have not exactly the same DSP that is showing. And this is the back side. I forget what this set is called. It's like snowflakes, but with pines. It's really pretty. Another set you could carry into using in January. Okay, and then this will go right on our card base. And I don't get to use shaded spruce enough, and I really like the boldness of shaded spruce. So there we go. We're going to bring in our white here. And we need our larger block for this. So I think this is the E block. Yep, E block. And there's 2 branches in here. We're going to use this really large branch. And I'm going to put it on a diagonal. And then using crumb cake, I'm going to put it at an angle so my stem is going to come off here in the corner. And while I have that out, I'm going to stamp part of it on the inside. So I'm just going to take one of these, this top one here, and stamp part of that right there. Hello, Carmen, long time no talk. Carmen, if you decide you want to do the this month's scrapbook page, orders are due by this weekend to ship with Christine. Okay, and then they have multiple different foliage that you can do. I'm just going to use the individual one because then I could make my pines go whichever direction I want. So we're going to do our shaded spruce. Can I get a kit with all or just one card? You get all 6 cards with your kit. Okay, so that's our inside. And then here is our outside. So I'm just stamping these kind of on some of the ends. I don't know if there's a right or wrong way to really do this, because if you look at a pine tree, there are going to be some missing, some, at least mine are at home. Some have missing, oh look at, I dipped my finger in green, and I'm wearing white today. I didn't originally wear white. I was in the Christmas spirit. I pulled out a red shirt that had some gold sparkles on it, and then I spilled my coffee on it this morning. So there went my Christmas vibes this morning. So there we go. So I did 9 of them. Like I said, there is one that has 3 on it, and one that oh, they both have 3, but one is clustered closer together and one is spread out a little bit. But I find it's just as easy just to use this single one. Then there's this cute little pine cone in here. We'll bring our crumb cake back in. And we'll add some pine cones just randomly in here. So you can put them wherever you would like. Just know in the center here, we are covering things up with a label, so and do I have room? I think I've got room to put a little pine cone on the inside. Just put it in the middle like that. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to bring in our heat tool, our Versamark, and our white embossing powder, and we are going to heat emboss with white Joy. This is from the Jolly Holly set. Oops, my stamps are falling out. Okay, so you're going to use your embossing buddy. And when I use my embossing buddy, I actually tap it down so I get more powder on my paper, and then I can wipe the excess off. And we do that to pick up any oils that are on the paper so that your powder, your embossing powder, does not stick to unwanted spots. So here's my Versamark ink pad. We'll stamp that in the center here. And then I like to use individual containers for my powders instead of using, we have the embossing tray for your powders. I like to use individual ones just because sometimes, unless you wipe yours out each time you use it, you have to make sure that, and sometimes there's a little, I don't have one here to show you, but it's a pan like this and it has a little spout on the bottom, and sometimes your powder will collect in that spout. So you want to make sure to clean that off when you're transferring things, because you can, if you were to do black powder inside here and then dump it in your thing and then do white powder, you're going to end up with black flecks in your white or your clear, and you definitely don't want that. So that's why I prefer to have a container for each one of my powders. Or I just do it on paper, and which you'll see me do. And if you ever get an unwanted spot where you don't want powder, what I do is I just use a little paintbrush and brush it off. And then we use our heat tool. Here, I should probably cover this so I don't blow powder everywhere, right? And you'll watch, it's matte right now, but it will get nice and shiny. This is the magic. This is what got Christine into stamping, was the magic of heat embossing. So you guys can see, I don't know if you guys can see that on screen. Let me see. So this is a little more matte, and then it's shiny, and it gets brighter. And don't burn your fingers because this gets pretty hot. There we go. So just take my powder, dump it back in. And there we go. So now we're going to bring our labels in and adhere them together. Like that, and then I'm going to pop this up on my card base. Anyone doing anything else for World Card Making Day? Is anyone going to be doing anything or joining any other demonstrators? Creating any cards? Stampin' Up! Is also hosting an event for World Card Making Day too, so hopefully I can watch that while doing my daughter's hair for homecoming. So this will go on the center like that. We'll bring in tear tape. And I love using Sea Secret, you guys. This is probably, like I said, this is the new black. But I love that they pulled it in with some of these Christmas sets. So there's this, and another card we'll be doing, Traditions of Christmas DSP that has Sea Secret in. And it's just a nice, different color to throw in for the holidays, that it's not just red, green, and white, or, you know, so it just adds a pop of another color in there. So I'm going to take my ribbon, and I'm just going to weave it back and forth behind my label. I'm making this look harder than what it really is, but it's not. Just evening out my ribbon here. Thank you, Yvonne. Thanks for the hearts. Don't forget to share my videos. Sharing helps me grow. And for all of you that share this video, you're going to have to put a comment that lets me know that you shared, because I don't know that you shared otherwise. And I will enter you guys into a drawing to win a prize. How's that sound? And I actually have, I just remembered, I did not do the last prize drawing, so I need to do that for sharing, I forget which one it was. So I need to do a drawing for that video too. So I'll put that on my things to do list today, and you'll check back on my Facebook page to see who the winner is later today. I took my tear tape right off. Okay, so this goes kind of nestled into this blank spot here, like that. And then this is actually one piece, but you cut off part of it. So, because the stem hangs out past, so you're actually getting two pieces. I'm gonna just stick a little bit of a dimensional. So Kia, you said, let me rephrase my question. Can I get one kind of card in a kit of 6 per se, all of the ornament one, for example? I usually, with those of that I ship, it's easier for me to keep track of everyone by doing all 6, but, so that's why I ship them that way, is that you get all 6, because it's just easier to keep track of who gets what. So that's why I do my to-go kits like that, Kia. So I'm just offsetting these a little bit so it adds that really pretty gold in there. Okay, and then we'll just add a sentiment on the inside, and let's do bright and happy, or let's see, we have joy on the outside. So how about may the spirit of the season bring you hope, happiness, and love. I love that sentiment. And we'll stamp in Secret C. I always want to call it C Secret. I feel like it should go the other way around, but it's Secret C. There we go. So card number 1 done. Da, 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 da. And the other thing we're going to do, so for 2 of the cards, I was kitting up some of this last night, and gems, I was a little too tired after I got home from work. I worked like a 12-hour day yesterday, so and I came home and I worked on these kits a little bit for 3 hours last night when I got home, and I did not get to pulling all of my gems for these kits. But what we're going to do is we're going to take our rhinestones here and use our alcohol blender pens. You would do this with a Stampin' Write marker, but you can do these with your blends because they're alcohol based. So they adhere, the color adheres. So then what you do, instead of having shimmery diamond-like gems, we now have red gems. So you can color your rhinestones any color you want. What color is the joy label? That is cherry cobbler, Dion. And one thing I will note, I will show you, this is part of the traditional labels. One of the labels is a little bit fussy when you cut it out. So, but we'll talk about that when we get to that card. I just happened to think of it. So, card number 1 is done. Clean up some of this. Has anyone started making their Christmas cards yet? I would say this is probably the second time I did a Christmas in July. So that was the start of the season, I guess, for me. But I have not made any holiday ones since then. I forgot to stamp my envelope. Okay, next envelope is the label I was talking about. So good. I'm glad that this one is next so I don't forget. Polly, you did not start your Christmas cards yet. You got plenty of time. In case you guys wanted to know, and I only know this because I was booking my clients in for the rest of the year and had someone book, it is 12 weeks till Christmas Eve today. In case anyone wanted to know. Not to pressure any of you, but it is 12 weeks. I booked someone, they're 2 6-week appointments, and I'm like, oh my goodness, it's the week of Christmas. So 12 weeks till Christmas, everyone. Ah, let the panic begin. Oh, you would pick up in Fond du Lac. You're local. So Kia, I don't, you said you're new here watching. You could either do pickup here at Christine's. I know I live a little bit on the outskirts of town in Fondy's, so I do pickup here, or I could arrange something else with you, so then you would pay shipping either. So what you can do, Kia, is you can send me an email at ginalbulo@gmail.com, or you can message me on my Facebook page, and we can connect that way, okay? All right, so this is our next card. I love this card. Look at this beauty. Ah. Okay, so what we've got here, you have a white inside, and just note in your kits, and I usually layer them so that they are different. Uh-oh, did I not do that for this one? Hold on. I'm gonna have to cut one of these down. So one of these should be smaller than the other, and it's only by 1/8 of an inch. But if you don't have that 1/8 of an inch, you are not going to have your secret C borders. So let's get that 1/8 of an inch on here. You know, sometimes it's good that I do the class beforehand in case I oopsie on something. I'll blame it on being tired last night. That's what we'll do. And I probably shouldn't do stuff when I'm tired, but I really want to get... Christine kind of moved her shipping date up a little bit, so it's panicked me a little bit to make sure that I get all of this done, knowing that I have a really busy weekend coming up. So anyways... So you have all these fabulous pieces. This is my smaller one now. Yep, there we go. Okay, bring in our scratch paper. Oh, and this is the Traditions of Christmas. This is the set for those of you that attended the Autumn Escape. This is the set I did for my display board. And I like that, like I said, the Secret C, and I brought in a little pool party because pool party is in the kit. That's what we're going to do. So we're using this floral image here. So there's 2 floral images, well actually more, but these outline ones that you can color and stuff. So we're going to use this long one here. We're going to put it on. Why does this not seem right? It's not right. I used the other one. This is what happened when you do something 3 weeks ago. You forget which one you used. Okay, we used the other one, guys. Like, that's not lining up right. Why? Take 2. This is to keep you guys on your toes. Okay. That's why. So one side has 3 flowers and one side has 2 flowers. And so I'm looking at my photo going, what did I do? That would be why. And I'm actually going to do this. So I'm going to cover up my bottom so that I don't have a double stamp, even though we'll be covering a lot of it. But we're going to be stamping it twice, and this is a really long stamp set. So I'm going to kind of go off in the top corner like this. And then we'll stamp the other one. Hello, Jean. Like this. There we go. Oh, and in this kit, as I see it sitting here waiting for me to lose it. Now you don't necessarily need it for the bow, but there is this itty bitty square that will be in your kits. Just note it's for your bow, but if you lose it, it's okay. Sometimes it's really hard when there's little pieces like that not to lose them. And while I have this stamp out, even though I cleaned it already, we're going to take and stamp this floral piece in the bottom. So I'm only stamping a portion of it, like this, in the bottom corner. And then you can bring your envelope in. Da, 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 da. You know what I'm gonna do? I'll fold this in half like this. Or you can use Post-it notes. Or maybe I didn't even need to do that, probably. Probably not. This fits on there perfect. Look at that, how pretty is that? Oh my goodness. So pretty. Okay, we'll put our envelope aside. Got lots of pieces going on here. Okay, that's for the inside. This is for the outside. So that goes like that. And then we can we're gonna put our green piece on first. Look at that paper behind. This paper has pretty gold foil accents in it. It's so pretty and elegant. So this is gonna go in the middle. Then that can get glued onto our card base. Okay, so you have all of these pieces come in this kit. So you have holly leaves, you have berries, you have those floral images, a bow, and we brought in, so you have some Sea Secret cardstock pieces, but then you have Sea Secret glimmer paper from the Peaceful Garden paper. Ah, so pretty. Okay, so when I was talking about these labels, just note they're absolutely beautiful labels, but this label in particular has, so each one of these labels has like a piece that kind of separates from the label. But this piece in particular, I think because this piece is so thin, just be careful. I don't know if you guys, with shadows and stuff, but there's a little, there we go. So this piece comes up like that. So just note, be very careful when you are taking this out of your die, because this does tend to want, at least mine did, rip a little bit. Now, one other thing that you could do to help avoid that is put a little piece of wax paper down. So you would put your piece of paper, a piece of wax paper, and then your die over the top, and that might help keep the die a little bit looser so you can pop that out easier, okay? So we're gonna put our bow together. So there's 3 pieces to our bow. So I'm gonna use my glue dots. And like I said, you don't really need that square, but it cuts out one, so you can use it. But if you lose it, it's okay. And then we'll put a little dot of glue. This is where I should use my take your pick tool. Pick up that little dot and stick it down. And there we go. That's how easy our bow is to put together. And we're gonna stamp our sentiment. So the traditions of Christmas is a super sweet, I call it. Uh-oh. Oh, here we go. So it's these 2 stamp sets and 2 sets of dies. So you have dies that are all labels that go with this one, and then you have the dies, as you see most of them, right here. So labels for one and these for the other, okay? And we are going to use Merry Christmas to You. So I'm gonna stamp the Merry and To You first, and then I will nestle Christmas in between with Old Olive. So we'll put Merry up on top. I love the font on this too. And then To You. Nestle Christmas right in the middle. Ta-da! Well, I did a different Merry, haha. I just grabbed Merry. So, here we go. Merry Christmas to you. And this is the wrong label. Oh my goodness. Look at that, guys. Ta-da! But we're gonna use it anyways. Oh, see, I should not do stuff after I work all day, right? I don't know what my problem is this morning, but it just goes to show you guys, even though you don't, maybe let's say you don't have these stamp sets at home, you can use anything you want to substitute. Okay, and then we're gonna put, what do I want? Sending love and joy. Isn't that pretty? Okay. Now we can start putting everything together and gluing things down. So we're gonna glue our inside in. Like that. And then I believe I cut my leaf down. So there's nice separation in here. So I cut it in half like that. And one piece will go up like that, and another piece will come like this. But I'm gonna put my pine down first. How's that? So the pine kind of gets tucked down here. I want to see my blue flowers coming through here. So the pine goes down like that. And I'm going to use some small dimensionals on the top part of this, and then I will glue that. We're going to glue this bottom one down. And I'm kind of making sure that I'm keeping it on the angle that I had it on the top. Now I'm going to place my ribbon down. So I just put a piece of tear tape on the back, and you want to make sure, one thing you don't want to do, I mean you can, but to not use liquid glue on your ribbon because it can bleed through and make your ribbon not look so nice. Okay, we're just gonna put this in the middle here. I can't get the backing off. You guys ever have problems like that where you can't get the backing off? So this goes in the center of our strip here. And then you can cut down your ends if they're hanging over a little bit. And this ribbon is so pretty too, it's shimmery. There we go. Time to pop up our label. So what's everyone doing today? Anyone doing anything exciting? I get to have a meeting with Jean later. We're gonna do a little Stampin' Up! Chit chat. Okay, so this is gonna go in the center. And then we're gonna add some dimensionals. And then we're just going to tuck these in. And making sure that I am showing that larger flower There we go. And then we just finish up with our bow. Me too, Jean. I am definitely looking forward to it. And that gets tucked in the corner like that. So there we go. There's card number 2. All those layers are so pretty, and I love the touch of having the gold with the secret C, and just gives it some really pretty. I covered up my 2. We got to move that over or down. There we go. Okay, card number 2 is done. Oh, and then you're gonna get these sequins. Now everybody's gonna get different colors. There is gold, olive, and real red and pool party in this. And like I said, I did not bring gems, but I know these are on back order right now. So hopefully they'll be back, I think next week is what I saw. So I'll need to order more of those too. Okay, card number 2, 3. We're on 3. Oh, here we go. Got some prettiness going on. So many pretty things. They definitely rocked it with this. So this is Peaceful, or Peace on Earth, Peaceful Garden paper. This is what goes with the glimmer paper. So we're gonna bring, this is the stamp set we're using, and we're gonna bring Peace on Earth. And this one you're gonna do just a little bit of cutting. Hello, Miss Mary. So you're gonna bring your piece of paper in, and I'm actually going to do this sideways, and you're gonna cut this in half. So the halfway mark is going to be 2.5 plus a 16th. Let's see if I can read this sideways. And then you're gonna cut it in at about 2.25 inches. Bring my cutting blade down. So here it tells me on my trimmer. Now you could do this freehand if you want. You could just do it with scissors and cut in as far as you want, but I like to measure mine, so that's what I'm doing. So I brought it to the 2.25 down here. So this is 2.5 plus a 16th. I won't count 16ths for you. And then 2.25. Math might be hard this morning yet. I have too much excitement going, I can't count. Okay, so that's for that card. You have 2 pieces of white in your kit. They both measure the same on this one. And you got 2 little pieces of glimmer here. One's a little envelope and one's a little floral piece, and 2 of the birds. So what you're gonna do with this piece of paper is you are going to bend this back like so. So you're gonna make a triangle going to the corner. Isn't that pretty? You get to see both sides of your DSP. So you're to fold it back like that. And now you can adhere this to your piece of white. I'm gonna adhere these down just a little bit on the corners. I felt something fall on my legs. Not sure what that was, but okay. So now this can get adhered. Actually, you probably don't want to adhere this. You might want to stamp first in case you need to flip over your page, but you could just set this down. I'm going to be brave here, glue this down, and pray that I stamp it well. On live TV, you never know. That might not happen so well. So you're going to have this little white border here. So like I said, you can just set this down, so you maybe don't want to glue that quite yet. And we have Peace on Earth. We're going to stamp that in Secret Sea, and that should fit nestled right here on the edge. So I'm bringing it right up to my DSP, so I still feel like I have an edge trim of white. There we go. So just like that. So it butts right up to your DSP. And we'll stamp our inside right away. And I think wishing you and yours all the best. Do that, and then there's this flower in Jolly Holly. And for those of you who don't have, so Stampin' Up! Had some quality issues with their cloud cover ink pad. They made some for us demonstrators to purchase, but they said the color may vary. They said it was, I think, stamping a little more on the purple side than the blue side. So I never got the ink pad, so I didn't have to deal with that. But I made my own ink pad using a stamping spot. And here it is. So all I did, so we sell these blank ink spots, and I just took the cloud cover re-inker and filled it up, and now I have my own cloud cover. There was something to do with the cloud variation came from the foam that's in the pads, but it isn't affecting, these are actually fabric pads. So that's the difference in why it works for this. Now, some demonstrators ordered the stamp set or the stamp pad and they didn't have issues, and others have said that they had issues. I believe I did see this morning when I did my order that the ink pad is available for everyone to purchase in the last chance. Don't quote me on that. So that is one other thing too. They updated the last chance product list. So there's lots of good clearance going on right now. All right, so we can glue this on the inside, burnish our edge of our card, and then this will go on the inside. I wish they had a little bird in this set to stamp on the inside. But really pretty sentiments. Okay. We're going to bring in our Wink of Stella and give these birds a little bit, oops, of love. Because Stella makes everything better, right? And I think I forgot to, but I was going to put some eyes on my birds. That's something you could do. Just take a thin marker, black marker, and just make 2 little dots. Okay, so we're ready to put this on the outside. put dimensionals on the back. And we're going to put that little flower on the outside of our envelope too. I'll bring that in while I'm thinking of it. So that's going to go there. And I'm going to put one on the back too. That's so pretty. So pretty. And I put all those dimensionals on the back of my bird and got so excited, got ahead of myself, and I need to put ribbon behind this ribbon on this bird. Okay, this is what happens. I get all excited when Christine and I would design together. I get all excited and start putting stuff down. She was like, wait, don't put that down yet. You gotta put this on first. Nothing like the satisfaction of getting your card all designed and it looks all pretty and okay. So this just kind of going to get weaved back and forth. Like that. Now you can put your dimensionals on. First, we're going to put a little piece of tear tape on here just to make this stick. Is it just demos? Because I thought I saw it on, so Krista says it's for demos only. I thought I saw it on the last chance list this morning. But I'm in the demonstrator site, so that might be why it popped up. Okay, so this one gets tucked right there. And then this one will go on the top. Ooh, and knock things over. Like that, and then you have your two little itty bitty pieces here. So this one's going to be carrying a little envelope, and okay, so I'm wrong. It has been in last chance, but for demos only. But like I said, get a pack of the uninked ink pads. Got a little too much glue on there. And you can make your own. So this is going to be a little greeneries and be dangling from his mouth there. And there we go. This card is all done. And Chris, I bet you're loving this card in all these shades of blue. Chris is team blue. Chris is team purple. There's a lot of people on team purple. Who's on my team orange list. Now I don't like orange. I mean, I wear orange, but I love like shades of orange, your terracotta and coral and colors like that. So anyone on my team? Anyone? Okay, so card number 3 is done. And then you also get the little flower gems that go with this kit. So you'll have those gems to put on your card as well. It's like a surprise when I open these envelopes. Which card kit do I have? Which card kit is next? Oh, some more traditions of Christmas. Olive branch. There we go, Mary. Okay, so there is this one. So here's our secret C again. Yvonne, you're loving this card. Whoop, whoop. Okay, so once again, we have this beautiful DSP from the Traditions of Christmas, and it has all the colors in it, and I love it. It's got Sea Secret, Pool Party, Real Red, Petal Pink, so, you know, a little bit not traditional, but yet traditional. Old olive in there, so really pretty with that gold in there. So, this gets adhered to our card base. And look how this just pops on the Secret C card base. And then we have those branching out labels again. And then I took the corrugated folder and I die cut it on a little bit of an angle. So that's how I got that look there. Isn't that cool? Carissa she loves Secret C. I knew that was like one of her top picks when we went to On Stage together, but it pairs well with Timid Tiger and it makes quite a team, right, Carissa? So there we go. And then this piece here, the floral piece, this is from the DSP. So there's a die that cuts this out of the DSP. And then this piece here, so there's also there's DSP like this that cuts out two out of the DSP. So both of these have DSP papers that and dies that coordinate with it, okay? So this will get popped up. So your flowers will look slightly different just because it's the DSP. Some have pool party flowers, this one has a pink and a red, this one has all three. So they're all gonna look just slightly different. So this is going to go up here like so, and then you have this beautiful red label. We're going to heat emboss this again in white. Where did I print my stamping buddy? Anyone see it on screen? Da, 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 right here, hidden behind my envelope. Once again, get a good coating of this powder on here so that your powder does not stick where you do not want it. And then we bring in our Versamark. Now, I felt when I stamped this, let me double check, maybe it's just my eyes. Like when you stamp this, it looks better one way than the other, even though I feel like They're both the same. But I feel that, so this joy slants up, so you gotta hit it on the curve just right. So it's not going on the top of, so you have to wiggle and make a little bit of room here. White powder again. Shake it off. Look how nice, when you don't use an embossing buddy, you will get white powder in spots that you don't want. So it works really, really well when you use your embossing buddy. Okay, once again, once this starts turning shiny, that's when we know it's done, and with the white, it gets brighter. Okay, now we're cheating a little bit. We're saving a little bit of ribbon. I weaved this ribbon back and forth, but I cheated so we didn't have to use as much ribbon. And what I do is I lay this like this. Actually, we're gonna put tear tape down, because this is a really long label, and to weave this back and forth, you use a lot of ribbon. So you're gonna find two pieces and look at me and go, what are you doing? But we're stretching our ribbon. We're making our ribbon go a little bit further. And there's like two sides. I don't know if you guys can tell that on the camera. One side has a little more gold going through, and the other side has a little more olive coming through. So there is a little bit of difference. So I'm just weaving this in the corner like this. And then I'll do the same on the opposite corner. Like that. Angle your ends a little bit. So there we go. And then add some dimensionals. You'll have a little bit of the bow from the DSP showing through, and then we'll just pop this on our card. And then you would add dimensionals. Not dimensionals, sequins. So those are those traditional sequins. Like I said, they come in olive red Pool Party and gold, so really pretty. And then we're gonna do our inside piece. Sending love, good morning. So we're gonna bring the other flower in. Oh, actually, I'm gonna do this one. So, where is, I'm gonna show you guys the different little flowers in here. So there's these two flowers and this little piece of greenery in here.
Can the cats come in
And
here?
what's that?
Can the cats come in? Can the cats come in?
Sure, yeah. And there's these little, let's call this like a little pom-pom right here and a half moon like pom-pom here. These are for the inside of your flowers, okay? So, sentiment. We need a sentiment for the inside.
Like what?
I don't know, whatever I got here.
Are we gonna start?
Let's see. Bright and happy Christmas wishes. I like that sentiment.
That's perfect.
Okay. Wow, I put that really crooked. We'll try this again. Perfect. So I didn't really use this bundle in any of these cards, but this has some really great sentiments in that I like to use. And now, I keep putting my fingers in my ink pads this morning. I'm gonna leave ink spots all over my cards. Oh, I don't want poppy though. I want red. Okay. Third time. Let's clean this off. Let's try this again. So we've got red here. I'm gonna bring in our old olive, a few leaves on. I'm gonna go off my paper just a little bit, so I want to so there we go, we got some leaves on there. And then we're gonna take that little pom-pom and put that in the middle with Secret Sea. And look how that finishes off your flower. Super pretty. It's like, I hear a ticking sound. What is that? That is Kitty Cat lapping up some water this morning. They must have been looking at their mama going, can we go in? They love being in here. Oh, and we gotta bring in our envelopes. I put all of that back, but we'll put a little flower on the outside. So I'll do the opposite flower so you guys can see that. So now I'm using like the half moon one, and that gets tucked right above this petal down here. Look how pretty that is. I really like this flower. And then there's dies that you could cut. My goodness, I'm gonna have hands full of ink today. Okay, our envelope is done. We just need to glue the inside, and then that's card number 4. Nice thing with this, the DSP does all the work with this card. And so don't the dimensionals. So there we go. Finish up with your sequence. And here we go. Okay. Next up will be, oh, this one. I love this one. And I know some people will look at this, this set and go, oh, it's black and white. The paper is black and white with gold in it. And some people don't like black and white for like Christmas. And so I thought I would show you guys a way to bring in a little bit of color with the black and white, because I think this is such a beautiful set. So this is called, I think it's called Ornamental Christmas, but the suite is called Modern Christmas. And look at that. And we have this really pretty ribbon, and I know it's a thicker ribbon, so sometimes it seems hard to use a wider ribbon for a card, and this was just perfect. And with the touch of gold, I absolutely just love how this card turned out. And then a little bit of a different fold in here. So that is what we're making right now. So first you have your long, I'm going to call this my little arm here. We're going to emboss this. So this is the stamp set that coordinates with this Ornamental Christmas, and it has some tree dies. It has an ornament which we'll be using in the next card, some stars, and we're going to use this piece right here to make our tinsel to go on our tree. Oh, kitties must see something outside. I don't know if you guys can see that. Nope, you can't. There's 2 of them, both on their paws looking out the window there. So there must be something good out there that they're looking at. Little critter out there for them, or some birds or something. But they are definitely eyeing something out there. Okay, you're gonna bring in your embossing buddy. I'm going to bring in my scratch paper here because I'm using gold embossing powder this time. And if you want, you can take and put your card or your DSP here just so you have an idea of where you need to stamp this. Now, you could use anything that you have at home. If you don't have these lines at home, or this stamp at home, you could stamp stars back there. You could leave it plain. You could just leave it a plain tree and put the ornaments on it if you want. Or if you had something else at home or another tree stamp to get some foliage on there, you could do that too, okay? So I'm just gonna start up here. Make sure I'm up high enough. Yep. And I know that you can't tell exactly where you're stamping this because it is a cling stamp. That's okay. They're lines going back and forth. So if they overlap slightly, that's okay. Tinsel does that on the tree, or garland, however you want to look at this. And I'm probably going down farther than I need, but I want to make sure that I get it all covered. Okay, so now we're gonna sprinkle this. Let's see if I can try not to make a mess, right? I should have probably grabbed a bigger piece of paper, but this is our gold embossing powder. Ooh. And then I'm just going to take my piece of paper. So if you don't have a container at home, you can always use a piece of paper, but I would throw it away because it has, you know, a little bit of powder left on it, so you don't want it transferring all over or having embossing powder all over all your other projects. And once again, this gold looks kind of matte. Maybe I'm gonna zoom in so you guys can watch the power of embossing because it's so fun. And then we'll just heat this up till this starts melting and it gets nice and shiny. There you go, you guys can see the magic, look at that. So, so pretty. Okay, so that was pretty easy, right? We'll put our camera back to normal. Ooh, sending my label flying. Okay, so you have a thin border of shaded spruce on both of these. So we're gonna, oh, I didn't. Okay, so what I did with this, you can glue this down, but I am going to pop this up. I started putting liquid glue on it, but I am popping it up. I just like the look of how it looks popped up. And I am making sure to put dimensionals kind of around the tree a little bit so that it doesn't sag in the middle. And without trying to get glue all over my fingers that I just put on here. Okay, so this might be easier if I hold it up above. Because it's just a thin border. There we go. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. Shh. Okay, that's the simple things in life. Get me all excited. So this is, you know, you got black and white on one side, and then on the other side has some gold foil in it. So you're gonna leave that thin border on here like that. You know, Mary had this set. This is the set she used for her display board for the escape, and she wanted to add a little color, so we made one that was purple, one that was green. So then this just gets attached over the top of this. You gotta slide it over just a little bit. And then it opens like this, so you don't see, it overlaps the top of the DSP. All right, now we're gonna bring in 'Tis the Season to be Jolly. Now, one thing I want to note, and we're going to find that we're not going to have to worry about this too much because Stampin' Up! Will be getting rid of our cling stamps, and we're just going to have photopolymer stamps. But sometimes on your cling stamps, the cutout is not always the exact middle like it should be. So here I have to take note that there's a little bit of extra room on the top and on the one side of my stamp. So it's going to stamp a little bit different. It's going to stamp lower than what I think it is. So just keep that in mind. If you have a cling stamp, that it's not exactly in the middle. So I'm going to have to stamp this a little bit higher and to the left a little bit more to make it fit my label the way I want it to. So let's hope I did it. And then with this ribbon, we are actually going to take, I'm going to fold the ends in half like this, line them up, and then I'm going to cut on an angle like that. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So going up, and that is how I get my bannered ends. I'm going to take this one and go a little bit shorter because it's going over my card base. So we're going to line this back up again. I'm going to take just a little bit more off. There. Oh. Have a little tear in it, so we're going to try this again. There we go. Now that's better. So that's going to go along the bottom like that. So we're going to add a strip of tear tape. And that's going to go in the center. We're going to pop this up. And that goes on the center of our ribbon. Like that. And then we have a little star here. That will go just like that above our tree. And this too, again, is where we're going to bring in those rhinestones and our blend. and color our gems. So this is a great way, like you could make this card in any color. You could, if purple is your favorite color, you can make a purple tree, you could make a blue tree, hot pink tree, any color tree you want with this. That's the nice thing with black and white paper, is you can pick a color, any color, and it'll pop off of that black and white. So now we'll just place these randomly. Like that. Look at that, isn't that cute? So now we gotta just do the inside. Got green fibers everywhere here. So I think this is where I brought in which stamp set did I do? I must not have it here because I brought Be Jolly. That's what I stamped on the inside because I liked how that flowed with. And I had a little tree that I did on the inside. So I wonder what set that is that I used. Be Jolly, and I used this tree. And I just used the tip of it, actually. Oh, Be Jolly's from this set. Too funny. You guys laughing at me back there? You know, things are always in front of you. How many of you sit at your desk and you are looking for something and it's always right in front of you? What's even funnier is those who wear glasses and they put their glasses on top of their head and they're looking for their glasses and they're on top of their head. Okay, so I'm just stamping part of it. I'm going to stamp higher in full strength and then in second strength a little bit lower, like that. Now we're going to bring in my Be Jolly. I really wanted Be Jolly. There we go. Thought this was a fun card to have Be Jolly on. Okay. Oh, I gotta stamp my trees. I don't usually bring my envelopes and stamp them with you on live TV. I always stamp my envelopes later, just before I'm sending them, and I'm looking for my stamps that coordinate, but I thought I need to start stamping it beforehand so I'm not looking all over for my stamps. So we'll bring that tree back in and we'll stamp tree in the corner. Because who doesn't love getting something pretty in the mail, right? Especially this time of year. We did the same thing we did on the inside, just two little trees. Okay, so now we're down to our final card here. There we go, ta-da, ta-da. All right, for our final card, I'm making a hot mess all over. We have the ornament card. And I have different DSP because I actually didn't own this DSP until I had a little product share that I got. And I saw this DSP and I thought it was perfect for this card. I loved the colors in it. I love Pool Party and Poppy Parade together. Probably one of my favorite kind of a little bit more non-traditional color combos for Christmas that I really like, and I thought it worked really well. And I love adding the splash of a little bit of Flirty Flamingo in here. So we're making a Dutch door card. So your card is going to open like this, and you have lots of little pieces in this one also. So you're going to have tiny little circles popping out everywhere. Uh-oh. I'm like, where's my other circle? There we go. Okay, so you have a square, your ornament here. So I'm using a different DSP from that pack that I had, and I added this paper to my order this morning. So you guys will all get the pretty little houses, but I thought this would work too. This also has, this is the North Pole DSP, so this has all the little animals and critters with it. I think there's bears, owls, dogs, cats, looks like a rabbit, a little bit of everything, and some cute postage boxes and envelopes and things like that with that bundle. Okay, and these go on the outside of our flaps. So this is the ornament from Ornamental Christmas. And I wanted to show you guys a different way to use that stamp set or bundle without maybe doing black and white. So that goes on our panel like that. And for our ornament, we've got this white piece here. And you don't want to put glue on the edges because we are going to be cutting some of these edges off. So only on the long side do you want to apply your adhesive. And then I'm going to put a dot of glue in the center. Now each one of you are going to get different circles. So your larger circle might be the green circle or the Flirty Flamingo, because we just cut out a bunch of these in these colors, and then we're splitting up those circles. Oops. There we go. And then you're just going to cut that little bit of excess off. There you go. Okay. Wink Stella this up. And then this, instead of putting it on like a square, we're gonna put it on like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. I won't sing for you guys, I promise. I won't torture you with my singing. My girlfriends and I, when we would stamp, all of a sudden something would remind us of a song and we'd break out and sing a little song. I don't know, something fun we would just do. Don't know how it started, when we started it, but it would just happen. And then we'd all start giggling. And so this goes on like that. And now you're gonna have this long strip here of Pool Party. And what you're gonna do is place this like this, just like this. So I'm not doing any score lines. And it goes in the middle, and you're gonna fold it in. Oops. And fold it in again. And then put a little bit of adhesive on the one edge. So we're making a belly band, so this will slide right off. Card, so we'll slide up and down. Okay, and now we're gonna put this strip, we're gonna banner our ends. Not banner, kind of angle them, I should say. I didn't have any garden green ribbon, so you get a strip of garden green instead. And then we're gonna put adhesive just in the middle of our banner. If you put adhesive above that, your belly band is going to slide back and forth. Or not going to slide back and forth. So, line your points up where your card splits, like that, and then we just finish up with a cute little flirty flamingo bow on it. Like that. So then your card, so your belly band will slide off like that. And then we have the inside of our card to do, and I am going to do Holly and Jolly, because I feel like this is a Holly and Jolly. It's a happy, cheerful card. So we'll stamp Holly and Jolly and Poppy. I was just looking to see what I can put on the inside here. We'll do this little holly maybe. Or we could do bells. Let's do bells. I haven't used the bells yet. So we'll stamp these in Pool Party. How cute. Okay, glue this on the inside. Like that, and then you can slide your belly band on your card. Just slide it down. So this shows you two different DSPs that you can use to create this card. Now, of course, this is my favorite because there's more color on it, but I worked with what I had. So you can always recreate these cards using whatever you have at home, but you get all these die cut pieces for you. So you pretty much just need to add sentiments to everything. And we're gonna stamp these bells. We're gonna put some in the front, and I'm gonna put it on the back seal too. So there we go. There are all 6 of our cards for today. Let's bring them all back in. So like I said, these kits are available to order. They're $32 for the to-go kits. You get all 6 cards. Those of you who are going to join me on Saturday for World Card Making Day, you get to choose like you would at a buffet. If you want ham, or if you want chicken, if you want 2 ornaments, one of these, 2 of these, whatever you want to do. So I still have spots available for Saturday. If you want to attend in person, we'll be here in the Hive at 9 o'clock a.m. If you want to-go kits are available to order also. So reach out to me. And like I said earlier, the best places to reach me, go to my glitter and ink page. Make sure you guys follow me there. You can email me. You can send me a message on Facebook. You can just know if you text me, you'll get a faster reply than if you call me. Like Tuesdays, if you try to get a hold of me on Tuesdays, I work a 12-13 hour day at the salon, so you won't get a call back on a Tuesday. So if it's just a quick text, sometimes I can send something in between clients. So just know that. And remember, I have lots of goodies that you can order yet through the weekend. Don't forget, oh gosh, I'm going to show this really quick because we already went through this already. Thank you, Rose. Thank you, Jean. Technique class will be the goodie bags. We'll be using the iridescent bags. October 8th, I'll be live. I'll show you different ways to use those bags beyond a bag. So we'll make 3 cards, and then we'll make a little treat bag too. So that's coming up. If you want any of this shipped with Christine, make sure you let me know that you want this shipped with Christine. I believe her original shipping date was, I had to flip the calendar over, I think it was the 17th, and I think she moved it up to earlier that week. So, like I said, get your orders in now so that I can get kits cut and get them sent to you with her October kits. I still have Morning Create cards left. These kits are $19 plus shipping. Place your orders for the lovely florals. You have to get your order in by this weekend so that I can cut kits. You get the 5 cards to create with this, a $75 order. You need to either have the kit already at home or make sure that you add that to your order. And then we're going to make the 6 alternative pages. And then I did the live version, but kits are also available for the samplers. Now the samplers do not include the frames. It's $26, and you get to make these 2. They're 12 by 12. So those of you that want these, I'll let you know what shipping is at a later date for those. Oh, let's see, what else do we have? Those of you who are demonstrators, do not forget today is the day you can pre-order the November online exclusives. It'll be launched live for customers November 1st. It also begins our new Stampin' Up! Years, so new goals, new things coming. I have something in the works for November for you guys. It is a surprise though. Something completely new that I know Christine does not do it, so it's a completely different thing that no one in the Be Happy Stampers offers, I don't believe. So I'm very excited to bring this surprise to you guys. Yeah, so look forward to that. You probably won't get more information until November 1st about it, and then I'll take orders for a couple weeks and we'll go from there. But just know there's a huge surprise coming for you. So stay tuned for that and the info for that. Don't forget, take advantage of the sign up bonus. If anything, when you sign up to be a demo, you get to be part of an amazing community. And I will say that has what I love to stamp, but I love the community that we are surrounded with. I have some of my best friends in this community, and it is an amazing time to sign up to be a demonstrator. $99 a product for $35. Hello, best gift you can give yourself. Or you can order $189 and get it for $99. So really great deal. So if you have a lot of things on your list, now is the time to take advantage of this deal and either become a hobby demo, become a demo to become a to get a discount. You get a discount on all your orders, plus you get all the sneak peeks, and like I said, you get to be a part of an amazing community and a great way to take advantage of some really great things. So Carmen says she cannot wait till November 1st to find out. Mark your calendars. It's so exciting. I hope to have it done by November 1st, but you'll definitely have details for it by November 1st. So, or so, roughly. Okay. So, I think that is all I have for you guys today. So get your orders in. We'll get the things shipped. Like I said, I think she moved up her shipping date to the 13th. And I look forward to stamping with you guys again on Saturday. I'll be here in the Hive, and Sunday we'll be at my house. So in the meantime, I will see you guys live next week. I hope you all do something fun for World Card Making Day on Saturday, whether you're joining Stampin' Up! For their event, whether you're joining me in my home or another demonstrator, or stamping with your besties. So enjoy World Card Making Day, and I will see you guys next week, Wednesday. Thank you. Hi guys, I seem to be frozen here. Susan's gonna watch the replay. Usually I have a little thank you for watching video and it's not showing up. Let's see if I can toggle back and forth. I cannot. So this happened on Monday that I could not. Oh, here we go. The screen got frozen and my video kind of stopped. So I'm saying toodaloos for today. Happy World Card Making Day early, and we'll see you next Wednesday.